Are we doing this live? Okay.
Mm. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast coming up next. Cedric Alexander. Is he staying in TNA or leaving TNA? We're going to talk about it coming up next.
Following podcast scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the Internet Podcast.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. You know what time it is. We the podcast champs of the world. The dynamic salute. Darkwing Dub. The insightful S. Scott Bars Wrestling Media. Hey, man. You see the topic. What you think, man? Is he staying or is he leaving?
I mean, it would be nice to see him relink back up with the Hurt business or an AEW, the Hurt Syndicate. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think that he should stay in TNA. Okay. Forge your own path. Mm-hmm. Prove to the people that you don't need Bobby Shelton and MVP. Prove to people that you can do your own thing and still be just as good, if not better. Mm-hmm. I think he should stay in TNA. And then on top of that, I mean, the money is better in AEW than it is in TNA. But then again, you're still being allowed on WWE TV also. Yeah, I get it. It's NXT. Mm-hmm. But you're still on national TV every week. Anytime that TNA comes to NXT, we see Cedric, just like we see Moose, just like we see Mike Santana and Joe Hendry and so on and so forth. There's Cedric right there. Mm-hmm. So is it about the money? Or is it about proving to people like, I don't need them guys to forge my own path. I want to continue to forge my own path. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think I see your point. I definitely see your point, and I thought about that too. I think one of the reasons why I felt like he should go to AEW is mainly because like we never got a chance to see the Hurt Syndicate, Hurt Business. We never got this chance to really see them in rare form. Like when they were in WWE, they got cut short. You know what I'm saying? And then we see them in AEW, which, you know, everything is going well, but they just seem uneven without him. That's just my opinion. It just seems uneven. We seen the whole tag team situation between Bobby and Sheldon, which was pretty good. I just feel like that tag team situation would have been 10 times better if it was Sheldon and Cedric. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really look at Bobby Lashley as a tag team specialist. I look at him more as a singles competitor. And that just could be because, you know, I've seen him in singles competition his whole career. It just because of that. It could be because of that or whatever. But I never looked at him as a tag team specialist. But he did great. You know what I mean? For what it's worth. Shelton is more well-rounded when it comes to that. You know what I mean? He's done the tag team thing and he's done the singles competitive thing. And I felt like with bringing Cedric over to AEW, they could probably dabble with that more and get real in-depth with it. And then, you know, Bobby can go for the heavyweight title. And then, you know, not for nothing, if MVP want to get froggy, You know what I'm saying? He could probably go for like the TNT title, or he could go for one of them international titles. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just to me, it just made more sense that way. You know, um, he definitely is capable of forging his own path. He definitely is. I think he kind of already done that though. Like we've seen this guy, what he does, you know, on the indie scene. We've seen him on Ashe a few times. Like he's North Carolina's own. You know what I'm saying? We've seen what he could do. He has his mark all over North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? We know who he trained. We've talked to people that he trained. So it's like I feel like he already has forged his own path as far as a single competitor. I just feel like the only thing is left for him to do is just to finish his story with the Hurt Syndicate, and I feel like the only way he could do that is go to AEW. Now, I do feel that, you know, booking wise, you know, he could get lost in the shuffle because they do have a big roster, but at the same time too, Hurt Syndicate is on TV most of the time. You know what I'm saying? They're on TV a good portion of the time. So I don't think there's no loss in the shuffle with that. It's not like he's joined the Don Callis family or something like that. Now that right there, you know what I mean, that's a whole nother story. You get what I'm saying? So like I just feel like he could definitely submit that story, and they put him back in the Hurt Syndicate, and he can give his brothers in arms some help against the demand. You know, the demand. You know, the Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, which right now is on fire. So that's how I was looking at it. You know, you're mute.
I didn't even realize I muted.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I just think it's, if I want to see the Hurt Syndicate slash business do anything, I want to see them come back to the WWE and finish their story. Because I don't think we really got a true send off of the Hurt business in the WWE. It's just like 1 second they were here, the next second they were gone. We had MVP with Omos, and when he had Bobby breaking up and going to SmackDown and fighting against Omos and MVP and all that stuff, I don't think we really got a good, true send off of the Hurt business.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be cool to see Cedric Alexander in the Hurt Syndicate? Absolutely, it would be. It would be. But at what point, if you're AEW, are you tired of redoing something that's already been done in the competition? Because to me right now, AEW is not an alternative. They're competition. And WWE has proven that they're competition when they keep trying to counter program them. Another story for another day. Just want to throw that little tidbit out there.
No. I definitely hear you.
So what I'm getting at is, like, we just had Edge and Christian. How many years did we see Edge and Christian in the WWE? You know, we went from Hurt Business to Hurt Syndicate. Mm-hmm. So when do you be like, you know what? I'm done bringing up the stuff that the competition has done. I'm gonna forge my own stuff over here in AEW. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why I think Cedric should just stay in TNA and continue to forge his own path, is because, okay, we've already seen what's going to happen when he's part of the Hurt Syndicate slash business. Mm-hmm. Like, do we really want to keep rehashing that?
Yeah, when you say it like that, I hear you. 110%. But we all know, like, with professional wrestling is a copycat industry, man. Like, we see stuff that has been done years, decades ago. You know what I'm saying? And they rekindle it in today's professional wrestling. And, I feel like, especially in today's professional wrestling, it's no different. When you say it like that, I agree with you. You know, I just feel like, I feel like they, with WWE and TNA being under one umbrella, and although they don't really control the wrestlers over in TNA, they they kind of do, but they kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's only because of the fact that WWE supplying the funding. I said this once before. Like, when you're the person that's supplying the funding, you're supplying the new look, you're supplying them getting deals and whatnot, then yeah, your peoples are most likely going to be the ones winning the titles, for the most part. That's just how it's going to work, Now, do I see at some point in time they have the TNA guys basically, get all their stuff back? Of course, I see that. It's not going to be like that forever. Like even right now with this invasion storyline, like, is it really an invasion? Because a good portion of the TNA guys are former WWE guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of those people are just returning to the company, but they're calling it an invasion. So story-wise, like, I get it, but it's sort of like looking at it like the whole WCW, WWE type of thing. When you had a lot of the WWE guys, they're former WCW guys, and then you had WCW guys who are former WWE guys. So is it really an invasion when I already worked for the company? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just really looked like weird. But like I said, yeah, he could forge his own path, but like I already felt like he has. Like, he's got his likeness is all over the Carolinas. Like, we know what he's doing. This is no different, So I think him going to AEW, I think as long as creatively they do justice with his character, I feel like he could be a champion over there. He could be a TNT champion. Hell, he could even be a world champion. We could see him hold the big belt. And not for nothing, he's one of the folks that I would like to see do that. I would like to see him do that. I would definitely like to see him hold, the top prize in professional wrestling. I would like to see him hold a WWE championship or TNA world title or AEW world title. I like to see him hold the top prizes, but I mean, hey.
could you really see that happening in the AEW though, with that stack as their roster is, or could you see that more happen in TNA?
I mean, honestly, with a stacked roster like AEW has, I probably would say I wouldn't be able to see it in AEW. You know what I mean? At least not right now. I could probably see it happening more in TNA. You know what I'm saying? Because they're already
Go ahead. My fault.
Because they're already high on him as it is. So, yeah, I definitely could probably see it more on TNA than AEW, just being honest. But at the same time, too, like, exploring the option is really up to him,
Yeah, most definitely. And that's what I mean by forging his own path. Like, because we know that if he goes to AEW, more than likely he's going to be in a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we saw in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in TNA, he could win the X Division. We all know how prideful it is to hold the X Division championship.
Mm-hmm.
He could win the TNA title, the men's title. You know what I mean? So I think the opportunity to win singles titles is much greater in TNA than it is in AEW, where he'll probably just be relegated to just hey, we're gonna just have you go to win the tag titles with either Bobby or Shelton.
Right.
We've already seen that. We've already seen that. We didn't get to see him hold any singles belts in WWE, whether if it was NXT or Raw or SmackDown. We didn't see that. What did we see? Tag team. So I have a feeling that that's exactly what would happen if he goes to AEW. We're not going to see any singles, whether if it's Ring of Honor. Then if he goes to Ring of Honor, he's not on TV at all. You got to go watch YouTube. At least
Yeah.
with TNA, you can still kind of watch him on TV if you have that subscription to Access TV, and then he's popping up on NXT, but you go to AEW, it's like Ring of Honor, so maybe you could win the Ring of Honor championship, but we will never see you unless we watch YouTube. You got the big roster where they got the TNT? Who's the TNT champion right now?
Kyle Fletcher.
That he ain't dropping it. He ain't dropping it to Cedric. You got the champion, Adam Hangman Page. That's my boy. He definitely ain't dropping it to Ced. So I'm like, if you want singles titles and stop being relegated to tag teams, I think you are in the right place right now at TNA, where they'll probably give you the opportunity to win the X division or even the heavyweight championship.
Well, not for nothing, you're right. When you say it like that, you're absolutely right. But we also have to look at the unpredictability of what Tony Khan is doing right now in AEW. Like, everything is like kind of unpredictable at the moment because like, for example, like, there's been a lot of folks that's been winning matches lately that I would never expected to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not for nothing neither, like, just maybe it's just me, just me seeing him in AEW around the Hurt Syndicate, you know what I'm saying, just brings back that whole thing. What creative way they can explore everything with those four guys all together under the same umbrella. But yeah, when you talk about, what potential he could have as a singles competitor if he stays in TNA, you're absolutely right. I feel like he has more of an opportunity to win those single belts. You know, I don't think he should be winning no belts in Ring of Honor. He did the Ring of Honor thing already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why go back to that? You know, I feel like what should be his prime goal is to win a world title. You know what I mean? That's just me. I think if he goes to AEW and was ever to get into that type of situation, he got to be a heel. He got to be a heel to do it. He has to be a heel. His whole right now, we know he's dabbling with the heel and Ashe.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So I feel like they can explore that more in AEW, and with the mind of MVP, he could bring that out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, I mean, I know like the Hurt Syndicate is kind of like a dabbling on the face heel type of thing, but they were never meant to be faces of AEW. They were meant to be heels. So I feel like Cedric could come in and really turn things upside down and make them the faction that they need to be as far as going after all those titles. But I mean, like I said, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see, Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else that we can really do. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about it and talk about it all we want to, but at the end of the day, it's his choice to make. I mean, there to for him to make that decision, there's no wrong answer. Mm-hmm. We're just talking about it just because we like the guy. Mm-hmm. There's no wrong answer. If he wants to team up with his buddies in AEW, hey man, I hope you do it. I hope you go all out. I hope you get exactly what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? If you decide to stay in TNA, hey man, best of luck to you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get a singles championship. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get it. No matter what he does, I hope he gets everything that he's looking for. I really
Definitely.
do.
Definitely. That's how I feel too. Like, I hope it gets everything he asked for, everything he wants. Like, I hope it happens for him. That's what, at the end of the day, that's all we want. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want. Any closing thoughts?
That was it, man. Just whatever he decides to do, whether if it's TNA, AEW, maybe another NXT contract, who knows? Whatever he chooses to do, I hope he's healthy, happy, and family's good to go, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, that was it for now, and we'll be back with another one. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. Salute.
Following podcast scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the Internet Podcast.